So my first girl was my third child. When she was born, me and her mom was together, so we was in the house. So it made it a little more smoother, you know what I'm saying? So she's with me. So we do more. And so when I grab her and get the boys, it's a little more easier, you know what I'm saying? So being with her, and then, you know, when you got a girl, I see how my father was with my sister. Now, me, I could probably pretty much get away with murder. With them girls, you ain't going nowhere. You tell my daughter, no, you ain't going nowhere. Tell my sister, you ain't going nowhere. So I kind of old school, picked up on that.
Welcome back to another episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. It's your boy AJ.
It's your boy Eli today, no nicknames.
You throw me off every time. Every time. But who we have here today is the only reason this podcast is possible.
Ooh.
The only way that I know you, only way you know me, is connection through this man. Ooh. What's funny is, through a fraternity, he's my pops. So he's the perfect person that I will have here to talk about fatherhood. My dean, my pops, Chapps, Ladson.
Appreciate it.
Hey man, look, this is
here, man.
Let me tell you something about him though. He also knows that when I first met him, I hated this joker. So for our growth and for him to be here with us today, that means so much because our bond has grown exponentially. And so I've learned tons and tons from him. And we lie a lot to each other. So that's
You're probably going to lie some today, which is fine.
Well, he might. You know what I mean? Hey, he might gas it up a little bit. He put a little sauce on it, but it's all right.
Coming from him? Oh, my God.
Nah, man. We appreciate you being here,
hey,
man.
I'm honored, man. Thank God to be alive. Thank God to be here. I appreciate this. I'm here.
So we're going to start you off the same way we start off every episode with the question: what does it mean to you to be a father?
Heroism. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Having 4 kids. With my father, he was the first, my hero first. So that's the first thing that pops in my head. I want them to look at me and say, "Hey, this man is what led me in the right direction." So, you know, to answer that question, I think heroism, being a hero.
So you say you have 4 kids?
I have 4.
You have 4. What's the ages?
My oldest son is 20. My second oldest, my son Tyler, he's 18. My third oldest, which is Anaya, she's 15. I have a baby girl, the last of the Mohicans. She's just turned 8.
You done?
It's a wrap. I'm done.
Come on, man.
My pockets can't take no more.
What you don't know, her 8th birthday is my 38th birthday.
And that means what?
Birthday.
Oh, okay.
Damn, Eli,
look,
you must be the smart one. Like,
hold on.
Same birthday.
Look, he
That's
was
important.
he was talking about, hey, 8th birthday, my 38th. What's the significance behind
September 23rd.
it? Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought you just had bad math skills.
No.
September 23rd. Yeah.
Got you.
Turn 8, yeah.
So you have 4 kids. Now, when your first kid, you said your first child is how old again?
He's 20.
20. How did your first child change you as a man, and like how old were you when you had your first child?
Oh, man. I had my first child in 2001, the year I pledged. So I was a sophomore in college.
We don't pledge though, but I got you.
Non-pledging. We don't pledge.
Yeah.
We don't pledge.
Okay.
So 2001, he was born, and it was a whirlwind. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was a whirlwind. It was a mess, man.
Come on, I mean, because it sounds like you were super young. Well, you were super young.
Yeah.
What, 18, 19, 20? Because you somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So, as far as being the mess in your maturity level, and then having a son, where were you in that process? Like, were you still just trying to learn who you were, or like what were the dynamics?
No, I was wild. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't learning nothing. All thing I wanted to learn, I'm gonna keep it real with you. All thing I wanted to learn was parties and girls. So when he was born, I had to construct my mind to, hey, this is the main focus right now. And it was still hard at first. Like my mom and my dad were telling me, man, you can't do that. I'm like, why not? Y'all here? Yo, you here? My mom was like, hey, I ain't babysitting all like this.
Yeah.
It was a mess, man. And just like I said, I was young. I'm still ripping and running the road, chasing girls, doing this, doing that. And I just really had to hit that brick wall for it to, like, hey, wake up.
So at first, you're basically saying at first, it didn't slow you down until you...
Not me. Maybe other people, but not me. I still had that running road mentality, wilding out mentality, and it's just, it was just a go. It was still a go for me.
Right.
It hadn't set in yet.
Gotcha.
It hadn't set in until one day his mom also went to Federal State. She needed me to watch him at school. It's like the end of the spring semester. So when she brought him to the dorm room, and I had him in the bed, just laying in the bed looking, I was like, damn, I'm a father. This ain't gonna work right here. And it just...
Hold on, he said it ain't gonna work.
Damn, this ain't a choice.
Hey, can't put
It's
it
a
back.
little late now.
I was like, I was like, it just hit me. It just hit me just like that. And my roommate was like, damn, man, you got a son. I was like, yeah, I know. I got to do something about this. And that's when I just kind of started, toning down and developing that man or whatever. Being into a man, whatever.
Got you.
So was it like an instantaneous thing when that happened, or no?
No, it was not for me. No, never.
Okay, so what do you think caused the growth?
Time, and no, really, I'll be honest, really, my mom and my father. That end of the summer I went home, and my mom said, well, pick your son up, bring him over here, we're gonna have a cookout, whatever, yada yada. Yep. So I pick him up, and he was in the room asleep. So my mom and dad was sitting in the room. They called me upstairs, going, I was like, what's going on? She sat down, and she's like, look, you got a son. And she just sat down and just ran it down what all I need to be doing. And it hit me then like, yeah, you're right. I need to be doing it. And so I just kind of got in that mindset from there. And that's when I started working. Because I wasn't working then. Yeah. My mom was telling me, like, just go to school, focus in school, we'll pay your bills. I didn't really have no bills, just give you money. Right. And at that time, I was like, dang, I can't have mom just doing all this and doing that. My dad doing the same thing, giving me money. And that's when I started working. I picked up my job.
So what was some of the things they said to you as far as sitting you down and drilling it home that you need to change? Because I guarantee you that from a black family, that wasn't just say, hey, can't.
Not at all.
It couldn't have been pretty.
Now I remember like yesterday, the first thing my dad said was, what the F are you doing?
Ooh. That sounds about right.
Yeah, because you met my dad. You met my dad before. My dad was like, man, what are you doing? And I was just like, what you mean? He was like, man, you need to be doing this. You need to be doing it. And my mom was like, black mom, yeah, because I ain't going to be giving y'all my money. I ain't going to give y'all my money. And it just went from there, man. She's like, I help you, but you got to do something. You got to do this. And they just drilled that in me, man. I was like, you know what? Yeah, it clicked. And I was like, yeah, let's get on the right track.
So what was the biggest change that you had to make once that set in, though?
The biggest change was my mindset.
Okay.
I had to really focus on being a dad, because looking at my pops, my dad was there. He was there, but he wasn't there. But when he was there, he always gave me that great advice. So looking at him and he telling me that, I just had to change, man.
Got you. So speaking of your dad giving you some advice, when you look back on the totality of your parenthood, your fatherhood, who do you feel, or what do you feel is the most influential thing into you becoming a father or learning how to be a father?
Great question. My grandfather. My grandfather, 90%. My father, 10%. And I break it down. Like I said, my father was there, but he wasn't there. Drinking, drugs, running the street, so he in and out the house. He there, but he's in and out the house. My grandfather is what really gave me that stability, what really gave me that concrete foundation. My grandfather, since I can remember, had me come to the house, stay with him when he working in the yard. I'm with him. Yeah. Back we in the country, so we got water pump houses. We don't have the water system.
Know about it.
Country water pump houses, right? You don't know the water pump house.
He's city.
So it's just a water system, just mainly for your house. So if that system go down, you have to fix it. So my grandfather had me helping him work on that. So just being with him and just seeing how he raised his kids and coming up and being with him arm and knee. So that's what it was.
So from him, what was the biggest lesson that you take into what you do now, though?
Oh man, probably I say probably just living life. Probably just living life. To just living life as a whole. Cause he showed his kids how to live life, how to be life within itself. And I just took it that, man. I just really molded that. I really took that in like clay and just ran with it. Got
you. So when you sit back and think of, you have your grandfather who poured that 90% into you, but you talk about your father and his demons that he dealt with and the troubles that he dealt with, being in and out of the house, but you still say you take 10% from him.
Yeah. What
is that 10% comprised of?
Probably bad.
Oh, God.
Probably bad. It's probably bad. Nah.
Hey, at least he honest, right?
It's probably bad because, oh man, my dad was he was my dad, but he was like my brother. He didn't take pity on me now, you know what I'm saying? But he also helped me grow. He was like, say, my brother. So, we would, do things, probably normal father son would do, like, maybe, to keep it 100, go to the liquor house. I drive. 14, 15, I'm driving. He over there drinking, smoking weed. Hey, let's go here. I buy you a chicken sandwich when we get there. You know what I'm saying? Just bad things. But he also showed me the importance of family. Now, he was in and out of the house. But one thing he showed me was take care of the house. Yeah. First of the month, 15th of the month, he gave my mama money for the bills. Hey, make sure everything's paid. Make sure this done. Make sure they got this. But he go that Friday. I remember he used to tell my mom, "Hey, Monday through Friday, I got to work. I need to relax. So this dude, Friday when he get off work, man, I might not see him no more till Sunday.
Till Sunday night.
Till Sunday. But I was seeing him because I might see him in the neighborhood, or they were like, "Man, your pops wants you here down at the lick house." So I go down there, see what he doing. He check on me, and just go from there, man. Just like I said, that's why I say it's bad.
Yeah.
And it's good at the same time. But I wouldn't change nothing for the world. I wouldn't change nothing for the world. I probably would be who I am now.
So for a little perspective, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a small town called Evergreen, North Carolina.
Nobody knows where that is.
Small. We don't even have no stoplights.
Yeah.
We don't even have no stoplights.
They got cows for cars.
It ain't that bad. Hey, I tell you this, we just getting our first Family Dollar.
It's probably a Dollar General.
It is Dollar General. It's a Dollar General. It's probably like 3 minutes from my mom's crib.
Hey, Dollar General's popping up everywhere.
But one thing about it though, it's quiet, it's peaceful, and it's land for days. Trees and lands for days.
Mm-hmm. So when you think about like your father, everything that you went through with him, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever feel, since you say it was troublesome in some aspects, do you ever feel like the negative impacted how you parented and kind of molded you as far as being a man, like the trauma? Because it's still trauma.
Oh yeah.
So how do you think that affected you?
The first thing I should always tell my mom, and I might say it here and there, I will never be a father like him. And it hurts, but it's the truth. It's the truth because, like I said, he was in and out. Man, one thing that used to really, really bother me, man, is like my junior year, having a great year in basketball. He came to one of my games. I had a good game. So we had a big game against the rivals, Whiteville, coming up. And I was like, yo, you gonna go to this game? This is it. I'm gonna show off tonight. I didn't think I'll be able to make it. I gotta work. All right. But come to find out, he hit the hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? Drinks, drugs. So I just promised myself I never do that, bro. I never do that, and I won't do that now. No matter what happened, I can't be that.
So him talking about that though relates to so many conversations we have where some of the negatives that we go through mold us into the positives because it's like you learn from the negative side
like,
also.
I can't be like this. I won't be like
Man,
this.
it shapes you and it pushes you in the right. I promise you, it pushes you in the right direction. Mm-hmm. It will. If it won't push you in the right direction, it's gonna show you the right direction. It's just up to you if you want to take them steps and follow that path.
So the important part that we notice, that we all know, is just being there, right?
Definitely.
But you have 4 children.
I have 4.
With 4 different.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
The 4 for 4.
Yeah, he got the 4 Wendy's. He got the 4 for 4, right? How can you find time to be there where it seems like it's 4 different households? It's one of you, but you also have to have your presence at 4 different places at the same time.
They older now, but then it was stressful as hell. It was, man. It's super time consuming, and that's not saying a bad thing. I'm just saying because I was in this city. I got 2 in this city, 1 in this city, 1 in that city. It was stressful. It was time consuming, and it stretched me thin. Real talk, because I worked a lot of hours, and so I got to get here, pick my son up, get here, pick my son up, pick my daughter up. And it just wore me down, man. It just wore me down. And then the thing is, if you can't make it, even though they might forgive you, it still hurts. Yeah. Because you like, man, me personally, like, dang, man, I ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? I got to make it up to them. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough, bro. It was tough.
So with that being the case, do you feel like you overcompensate when you were with them?
I did, and I do. Like, we did extra stuff. I went beyond to buy this, to buy that. But even though I know gifts don't make a child love you more, of course. It's you being there and showing them love that makes them love you more. But I just super tried to just buy everything, taking extra cruises, extra trips. Let's go here. We're going to stay extra week here. And my girlfriend at the time, which is my wife now, was like, man, I don't think we can do that. Like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll make the money up. Because I know we got to get this time in. And it's nothing on her. It's just on me. And it just was, it was tough, bro.
So over time, with that being the case, because managing one in the household with you is tough.
Yeah.
But how did you navigate the co-parenting aspect of that over the years?
You can tell when one to come. Every episode when someone gives the whatever comes after that, let it go.
It's like this. I had a praying grandmother.
That is funny.
Dude, time. Because at first, it was terrible. And mostly my fault. Because I wasn't no good guy in school. You know what I'm saying? A good guy, yeah, but far as like girls and stuff, like I was still young. And one thing I say, I'm picking back for answer the question, I never apologize for being young and living. Because that's just what that is. You just don't know no better. I mean, and then some aspects you might know better, but you're still young. You ain't trying to really know better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But back to the question, just time. Because at first, it was rocky. It's hard. Hey, can you pick him up? I can't pick him up because I got to work and go to school. I still got class. And so if I can't make it, it just problems. It is argument after argument. And it just made everything just trash, bro.
What was it, or has there ever been a turning point to where it kind of smoothed itself out to where you can navigate it more seamlessly?
Yeah,
what was the turning point for that?
Me, because I just got to the point saying, I just can't. I'm just done. And they probably said this on their end too, but on my behalf, my end, I just like, whatever you want, I make it happen. Whatever you want to do, we'll just do it. We go from there. It was just time, bro, and me.
But how did you do with the pouring into and giving each personality of your children what they needed from you to continue growing? Like, how did you handle that piece? Or how do you handle that piece? Because they're not all grown yet.
They're not all grown yet. Yeah. So that actually comes a little help with my wife.
Okay.
She kind of helps me with that too. When they get there, I just make sure everybody got their own thing. Yeah. And I know that sounds difficult, but it makes everybody. It makes everybody lane comfortable. It makes everybody a little more comfortable. So everybody got their own thing. I make sure every child gets what they get or wants what they want, which I shouldn't do that, but that's how it is. And we just go from there.
Well, I have a question about that. How do you make sure that they forge their relationships? Because it's usually up to you. It's not, the mothers aren't going to normally coordinate bringing all of them together.
They don't.
Because this is your responsibility.
Which is true.
So how do you try to forge that relationship?
Okay, when we not when we not together, we call everybody. We do group chats, group calls. But also outside of that, I tell every last one, even to this day. And like my oldest son, I put more responsibility on him because I say, man, you the oldest, so you got to try to piggyback off of me. Make sure you call and text your brother, your sister, at least 2 to 3 times a week. I know he in college, but I said make sure you reach out. And I tell all of them, make sure you reach out, you talk to your brother, talk to your sister. Because I said it's going to get to a point in time where I might not be able to reach y'all more. So I'm going to need y'all to stay in contact. Which is kind of hard because everybody doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? 2 of them working. I'm sorry, my middle boy, he working. My oldest son in school. Everybody in school. So I'm kind of, and I get on them about that too. You know, I tell my oldest son, hey, you call your brother and sister? Hey, hang the phone up, call me back. And I tell my daughter, now my daughters, the girls are okay. The girls will follow directions. My boys, nah, not so much, bro. Not so much. I don't know if it's just, they just want to be men on themselves, want to be men on their own, but I don't know, bro.
Got you.
Well, let me ask you this, because we talked about your change, but did your change in yourself happen more when your daughters were born?
Oh.
Because we all know, we all here have daughters. So it's a difference.
Yeah. When my, like I said, I got 2 boys, so my first girl was my 3rd child. When she was born, me and her mom was together, so we was in the house. So it made it a little more smoother, you know what I'm saying? So she's with me. So we do more. And so when I grab her and get the boys, it's a little more easier, you know what I'm saying? So being with her, and then, you know, when you got a girl, I see how my father was with my sister. Now, me, I could probably pretty much get away with murder. With them girls, you ain't going nowhere. You tell my daughter, no, you ain't going nowhere. Tell my sister, you ain't going nowhere. So I kind of old school picked up on that. So, hey, look, you want to go, you can ride with me. You know what I'm saying? And we go from there. But them girls are changing. Now, when a boy, you know, you want your boys to be tough. You know, grow up like you. But, you know, in a sense, that can't happen. But my girls, they really, you know, starting with Naya, she really taught me, hey, man, just, you know, date a girl, and then I never spank her. She get away with murder. So I just really came to chump when it came.
So it's a double standard.
It is. It's a big double standard.
Yeah. No, it's natural. It's natural.
It's a double standard, man.
You want your boy to kind of be like you.
You want to be tough.
I don't want no kind of like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't want our girls.
girls to be nothing like you.
No, we don't want our girls to experience nothing like us.
No.
That's what he's getting at.
No. I know what I said. I know what I meant. My daughter to be out there like me.
No, she gave.
We don't want her to be out there like
me. No, not even. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I can't even fathom that. I can't even think about that.
Yeah, because I know you.
And
I don't want our daughters to run into people like you.
Oh my God.
Or you.
Yeah, like you. Listen. If my daughter remotely even mentions somebody like y'all too, I probably pull out of school, change of school or something like that.
That ain't gonna help.
I switch a whole high school.
Now, but if you think about your daughters, what is one of the things that you're trying to instill in them that is slightly different than what you instilled in your boys to prepare them for what we were just talking about?
Good question. My oldest daughter, like I said, she's in high school. Mm-hmm. So I tells her things what to look out for.
Put up on game a little bit.
I got to. Mm-hmm. Hey, they got on the door more than twice.
Oh, God.
You keep out the door twice. You keep out for him. Because he being nice for a reason. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is, you know, the point I try to tell her, hey, people nice for a reason. He may genuinely like her, but until you get older, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be there. I'm the roadblock. I am the forever roadblock. And he'll never get past this block. No, he'll never make it past me. I am the infinity. He ain't going nowhere. No,
so just instilling that game or that wisdom and understanding who they're dealing with, paying attention to what they're going through.
I tell her all that. You know, it's cool. You know, I joke and stuff, but it's cool to be nice to people and stuff. But I tell her things to watch out for. Hey, watch out. You know what I'm saying? God, you know, all this other stuff. You just keep your head up. You know, keep your ears open, eyes open.
Your legs closed.
Definitely. 1,000%. We ain't doing that.
No.
All the time her legs open because she's going to be dancing or something. That's it. That's the only thing she's going to be dancing. That's it.
Oh, that is funny. So when you sit back and think about your journey and throughout the years, what has been the biggest shift from your oldest to your youngest in how you navigate parenthood or fatherhood?
I would say love, and the reason why I say love because, okay, all of them was different women, okay, different households. So the one thing I regret is not raising my kids in my house. That's the one thing I regret in life. Yeah. That's the main thing. I even tell my wife that now. So it's different because when my oldest is there. So she gets it. I can show her everything. You know, I couldn't show my kids outside the house that. So it's the love. It's definitely the love.
But speaking on that, so you're talking about what you're teaching your youngest. But knowing your situation will not regret because you love your kids. I'm not talking. Never say that. But what do you tell your oldest in comparison to what you did to kind of get him staying on the right track?
Just had this conversation a week ago, because I went to school to see him. I just tell him, hey man, you older now. You can make decisions that can change your life. And I tell the truth. Hey, me and your mom went down a rocky path when you was born. If you don't want to go through that, this is what you need to do. If you're going to do anything sexual, be safe, protect yourself. If not, you know, conversations is good. Keep your hands to yourself. I even tell them, keep your hands to yourself. Don't be out there pulling on women or just, because, you know, Me Too movement is real. So I tell them, hey, man, just be cool.
That was about 2 years ago.
It's still going on though.
You ain't lying.
It's still going on. So I just tell them be cool, but no, I just tell facts of life. Like, hey man, you know, there's a lot of girls. You know, live your life, but you know, just be careful what you do, man. So that's the only way I can tell them.
So one quick question, real quick. Now, when you're talking to your oldest children, right? Might be a little deep for you for a second. But do you ever feel like or get the sense that they feel any type of resentment towards you for not being there?
Man, my oldest son had this conversation. He did a little bit. He did a little bit. But, you know, by me talking to him and seeing him more and more as time got, my job gave me, we got over it. But he did a little bit.
So it was just conversations that kind of...
Conversation was really what really helped everything.
Okay. Follow up on that for a second.
Go ahead.
Did you ever feel like, and I don't know, I'm curious, but did you ever feel like you had to not only combat you not being there, but what was ever told to them that you didn't tell them?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Because let's keep it real. If you got one of those child's mothers that's...
We call them baby mama. I got you.
No, child's mother. You say child's mother. Listen.
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, don't let Eli get
you see I said it right. Oh,
I know.
Child's mother.
I know, I'm messing with you.
And they on that bull jive. It's going to happen. Those things going to get said. You're going to have to combat and change his mindset from you, which is time showing him the difference of whatever's being said. Yeah. And that's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's deep because I always wonder, because it's twofold. It's like you're fighting on two fronts. And now that you're married, you're fighting on three. So how does your wife help you navigate that? Like, what are some of the things that, because was that easy integrating her into what you already had? Or how was that process?
Well, it was easy integrating because like when I met her, I introduced her, not off bat, but you know, as time went. So it was easy, and the answer was she's really like the angel on my right shoulder. Because the old me wanting to still
react
and raise hell,
Yeah.
react and raise hell. But she was like, "Nah, don't do that. Let's just." And so I do. And so as time, and I done got older too. So now it don't happen. But when it did, oh man, she if it hadn't been for her, yeah, it'd probably been some ugly situations. It's an ugly situation now.
Just off of poor communication on all parties, or just narratives that were painted about you?
Both. Poor communication and narratives. And trust me, them narratives are hard to get over. Them narratives are hard to fight. Communication is you can fix that.
Okay.
But them narratives, oh man, it's tough. It's tough.
Narratives come and the hard part is we don't speak on them. Right?
Yes.
We get them and we don't speak to them.
And I never did. You can ask me why. I never did. I just said, hey, listen, I already know, so let's do this.
But we have to take the method of, you know, when the kids get older, they'll just understand.
Yeah, that's
all we can. That's all we got. It's like, you know what? All right, you know, just suck it up. When they get older, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, we gotta just stay in the doghouse for 18 fucking years and just hopefully get out one day. Like this is
that works how it is.
But as a man though, how did that bother you?
It ate me up. And knowing me that I am, oh man, I don't like that. That's like you playing on my name, and then you playing on my name with my kids.
Yes.
You playing on my name with my son. You playing on my name with my daughter, which is my first. That's the left side of my heart. So I really that really got to me. That I'm telling you, that it got to me.
Gotcha.
Me and her mom had some great conversations, and I mean great conversations in a negative way about what's going on.
Hey, hold on, I almost didn't catch that.
Great conversations in a negative way.
So you must have some epic
battles,
epic debates,
knockout, drag out, arguments. That's what I'm saying. Knockout, drag out arguments.
Yeah,
bro, listen.
He like act like he immune to somebody. Like he ain't know. Like,
well,
you know what he's talking about. I know what you mean.
I know. I feel what you mean. I feel what you mean. But
mean.
It's always interesting to hear it because we all have stories that are relatable.
Oh, yeah.
It might not be directly the same, but we can always pull. And so, like hearing him talk about it, hearing you talk about it, we all have something.
It eats you alive to have one of your kids call you and say, "Hey, Dad, I'm trying to think what happened. Oh, I ain't gonna say that. What? One of my kids called me, was like, Dad, what happened this weekend? I was like, well, your mom said you was out of town. She's like, nah, I wasn't out of town. You was out of town. Like, I wasn't out of town. I was here. I was at work. And so stuff like that, I know how that communication went or what was told.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That really irks me, especially on the weekends. I'll be trying to get them, and I know I work. And there's nothing. Pick back up. There's nothing. I work so hard, bro. So freaking hard since they was born to make sure that even though they're not with me, make sure they have everything they have, right? I know money and everything has got to be time and love, but if I can't get there, take this money.
Oh God, yeah.
But take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
take them out. Get
we
something.
know why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's a reason.
Right.
That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it just used to eat me up to say, hey, why you can't be here? Why you can't do so? I have to work.
Yeah.
If I don't go to work, I go to fucking jail. If I go to jail,
that's a whole nother.
How can I support my son? How can I support my son?
Hey.
Or how can I support my daughter?
Hey, listen.
So they used to. I'm telling you, that's the one thing. Like even now, it's there, and I want to get it out. But since I'm a little older now, and I got a wife, I think I might have to get it to God. I might have to get help to God.
You put it all in his hands, you'll be all right.
Yeah, man. That one I think I'm gonna just. I'm gonna have to bite my tongue out.
So dealing with the child support, because I remember we talked about it before.
It was a Porsche payment.
Oh my God.
It's a Lamborghini payment.
So
used to be. Thank God, knock on wood.
It's down there. It's a Honda Accord. But
2020. 2022 or 2020.
So navigating the child support that you used to talk about.
Yeah.
Dealing with their mothers that made whatever narrative is painted.
Yeah.
Then dealing with the child. How did you deal with all of that at the same time? Now you own the court system.
Yeah.
Then you're dealing with being talked about. And then you're dealing with the child might not feeling like you're there.
Mm-hmm.
How did you put all of that to the side and just do it and not become bitter or tainted?
God.
Or traumatized?
God. And talking to my mom. My mom was like my lawyer. And I'm like really talking to her, and I say that like spiritual lawyer.
Yep.
Telling me, hey, let it go. Let's just pay the money. Keep paying it. Make sure you go to work. And I'm working. I'm checking my check every 2 weeks just to make sure it come out. Because if it don't come out, I know what's coming. and just follow them guidelines, man. Follow them guidelines, but it is hard, man. It is hard. Hey, I'm not being funny, God, bro.
Yeah.
Cause I used to tell you about it.
Yeah.
It's
used
tough.
to talk about
but
it.
I don't mind paying the child. I don't mind paying the child support.
Because it's just money at the end of the day.
It is.
To be honest with you.
And I know you need it.
Yeah.
Take it. It's heavy. But the other stuff that you add on top of that, and just to make me look bad, and with the names and stuff, oh man, that used to get me. They used to get me. They used to get me.
So let me ask this, piggyback off that, because you know how we might joke or we might talk about certain things. Sometimes we joke and it hurts worse when some of it has a foundation in truth, right?
Yeah.
Now, was it any time where you like, you know what, this sucked, but damn, she might have a point on this or that, but I still got to change certain things?
Yeah.
So was it anything that was talked about you that hit home that, like, you know what, I didn't think about that, I need to change this?
I mean, yeah. Like I said, the time when I really had the time to really pick the kids up. Sometimes now, like you right, like I said, they right. Sometimes I would just be tired, like, man, let me just push it off the next week, because really I'm working 63 hours in 6 days, in 7 days.
It's a lot of hours.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, so and a lot of aspects are like, okay, yeah, you're right, and I had no problems admitting. And that's one thing I did when I grew up. I have no problems admitting when I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. But it's just the other things that really got to me. And so that just, you know.
You've always been that way?
Like what?
No.
I'm like, wait
Look,
a minute.
Hold on, he
now,
sound mature now, right?
Hold
Yeah, he sound mature.
Now, we are all here.
Yeah, look right.
Listen, and I'm not here to, play devil's advocate or anything, but
Yes, you are.
we're going to just sit right here and let you just lie. You sit,
Look.
you know he's lying, because that's when he start looking like this.
Yeah.
I don't do anything. Like he said,
Hey, waiting on the glasses to get pushed up.
I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong.
I don't. Not now.
Not now.
Okay,
so,
not
so,
now.
so how did that come about?
I probably still start an argument or something. Still be an argument, to tell you the truth. That's just what it was. But still though, after all the stuff I did, man, come on.
Still you'll start the argument?
No, I won't start an argument now.
Oh, okay. So you dance around it now.
A little bit.
About how long ago did that change take place? About what, last week, week before?
Nah, it's been a couple years, bro.
Really?
I'm grown, brother.
I mean, we know you've been grown.
Grown in the heart, brother.
That's you
real talk.
found a level of peace.
You had to. I think you got to. Especially when you go into different things in life. You got to have peace. Financial, physical, anything. Moving on with other women. Like I said, I just recently got married. You got to have peace.
Congratulations, by the way.
Appreciate it. You got to have peace. And it's got to start somewhere. Because before I even said I do to my wife, I had to clear up a lot on things. And one of those things was having conversations, my kid's mother, about past, present things.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
How did that go? Like, what caused you to say, you know what, we got to come to a sense of understanding? And what inside you said, all right, I got to set my ego aside, humble myself, because there's a few arrogant people every now and then to have those conversations and admit, wrong or whatever.
I think, like I said, having conversations with mom and my wife.
The counselor.
Yeah.
The counselor.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's good for your soul. To be honest with you, it's good for your spirit. It's good for your soul. You don't want to take. I didn't want to take nothing negative, and I got to the point I was like, you know what? I think it was a few times where I was wrong. Let me just
A few.
just a few, maybe 3 or 4. Let me just speak my piece. Let's bury this for real, because after this, I'm not really gonna deal with you. And we go. And another thing too is they with my kids, we get to the point where they was hitting 18, or like I said, my baby boys hitting 18, so everybody get older. So that's just what it is. And I left it, like I said, put it in God's hands.
So how would you define your relationship with them all at this point?
Truthfully,
Hopefully, truthfully.
Yeah. I don't really have a relationship with them. My oldest daughter, mom, me and her, I'm pretty cool with them. But as far as like relationships, nah, I don't. It's nothing bad. It's not nothing bad. It's not. I just don't. We don't have relationships.
No, I mean, so you basically your relationship is with your kids.
100%.
Yeah. So how has your relationship with your kids changed since you've been married?
Oh, everything's good. Everything good. Come to the house, everything's good.
Got you.
It ain't nothing changed or nothing. They, like I said, I've been dealing with my wife now for we was dating for what, 7, 8 years, 9 years. So they've been knowing her. So nothing changed. It's just like wake up in the morning, let's start this day again. Mm-hmm. So everything's good.
No,
relationships, everything stayed strong, and everything kept going, which is great.
Now you have a lot of years in this fatherhood thing, right?
Yes.
A lot of years, a lot of different experiences.
20 years, yes.
A lot of different experiences.
A lot of different, yes.
What advice would you give to a new father?
Hold on. That's dealing with or potentially dealing with your
situation. I was about to say, put a robe on.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's too late.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's too late if they already got some.
Plan B.
Oh, God, no, 24 hours.
By the time they watch this shit,
take a shower.
He said take a shower.
Hot bath.
Pull out is too late. So we're past that. We're past that.
So, okay. Repeat the question. I'm sorry. Say it again. I thought I think about something else.
Hey, timing off.
Listen, if there's a new father, it's too late. It's too late. No more clinic. No, none of that. None of those options. Right?
I got you. I'm be real.
And they're like, man, I really don't know what I'm getting myself into. What advice would you give them?
Communication, and take the first steps to fatherhood. And let me clarify that. Even if you're not gonna be on child support, if you don't even think, go ahead and get you some insurance on your kid. Get some insurance on your kid, and start rearranging your schedule where you can put time in. Because by putting time in, you're gonna help the mother, and it's gonna trickle down. You're gonna help both sides of the family. But that time, just starting your time early. I know sounds crazy.
No, you're right.
But start that time. Insurance, because the reason I say insurance is the first thing they get you with. So if you put them on insurance, you ain't got to worry about them extra bills, all that stuff. Let your insurance handle that, and start making time. Fill your schedule out.
Wow.
Real talk.
So what about fathers who are dealing with different mothers? What advice would you give them?
Oh boy,
pray.
Because you've been through it. So.
Yeah, just dated. He said pray.
Real talk. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough. I got a cousin now. Same thing. 2 or 3 kids, 2 or 3 different girls. They running them raggedy. So it's nothing you can do. That just, bro. You just gotta take time, man. You gotta take time.
Time and prayer.
Time and prayer.
Got you. So when you look back, you've been through a lot.
Oh yeah.
Many different experiences.
Very.
But the one thing that we hear from you is you love your children greatly and pour into them immensely, right? But when your time is up, you check out. What do you want your legacy as a father to be?
Oh, good question. I'm a family-oriented man, right? So I just want them to look at me like that. Look at me and say, hey, my dad loved all of us together. He loved all of us the same. Because a lot of kids, if you got, like, I grew up with I got a sister. I got 2 sisters, really. Really a cousin that my mom took in. My baby, she's really not my sister, but mom took her in. Mm-hmm. So my sister would have this little joke like, oh, mom love you more, but, I think it was a little undertone of that. But at the same time, my mom did. Cause my mom, hey, listen, I love y'all the same. Mm-hmm. I do for y'all the same. He like this, I get him that. You like this, I get you that. So, yeah, that's what it is.
Got you. So, you taking your time out to sit with us, talk about fatherhood, to share your stories, to share your experiences.
Appreciate it.
From the very first time we talked to you about coming on here, he was ready. Because he was like, boy, I got something to get off my chest.
I'm an open book.
Hey, but
if you ask me, I'm going to tell you.
No doubt. No
doubt. We ain't going to ask you nothing crazy.
No. We have fun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But we know that the people we talk to have so much knowledge that needs to get out. Oh, yeah. So many different experiences that so many people relate to.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, and so for you to take time out of your schedule, working 50, 60 hours, to sit with us and share that,
yeah,
we really and greatly appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it, man. No doubt. No doubt. Come on, man.
Well, we'll have you back on sometime soon to talk about a bunch of nothing.
Hey, man.
Have some fun.
I'm here.
But nah, thank you.
I'm here. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.